Okay, greetings, brothers and sisters, and welcome to our study today, the 5th of October 2024. Our health talk this morning will be presented by Brother Keagan Banda, and we are looking at the gastrointestinal tract. So this is what is been just drawing up there. For those online, you'll be able to see the PowerPoint, the stuff as it is rolling there. So we hand it over now to Brother Keagan for the prayer thoughts and the prayer, then we begin. Thank you. So we are going to have our prayer thought from Councils on Diet and Foods, page 16, paragraph 4. That is CD 16, paragraph 4. It says, a failure to care for the living machinery is an insult to the Creator. There are divinely appointed rules which, if observed, will keep human beings from disease and premature death. That is also found in letter number 120 of 1901.
So we're going to pray based on this one, on the quote as stated, saying that failure to take care for these living machinery is an insult to God. So God has to tell us, to direct us on how to take care of this living machinery. The living machinery is a what? A living organism, is ourselves. So if we do not know how to take care of ourselves, it is an insult to God. That's what this is saying. Okay, so we're going to pray based on that. Pray. Our Father, which art in heaven, we thank you for the gift of life this morning. We thank you for the gift of the Sabbath. When you tell us that the Sabbath is a day of fast, the day that we need to fast from our secular work, the day that we need to dedicate our mind in meditating the things that pertains to you. So, O Jesus Christ of Nazareth, may you help us to fast today. This fast is not a fast of food, but a fast that teaches us on how to subject our minds to you. You have taught us today saying that failure to take care of these, our bodies, is an insult to you. May you help us, oh Lord, how to take care of these, our living machinery. Because when you created us, you said everything was very good. But today you no longer say that, oh Lord. Only what you say is that this world has become a Lazarus. And you give us the picture of Adam, how he will mourn when he shall behold us, when we shall be. We are at the time of the last trap. May you, O Jesus Christ of Nazareth, help us and help the people that will be gathered in the closing week of the seventh day Adventist. In the name of Jesus, we do pray. Thanks you in our hearts. Amen.
Amen.
So as the court stated, CD, it tells you saying that those people who do not take keen interest in their body, in their living organism, then they are insulting God, because God took interest into making us, creating us. And in Job, we find that the one who created whichever parts he created in us, he knows what that part functions. That is the physiology of that part. Okay. So we need to take in interest into that. I hope you're getting me there. Hello? Okay. So we need to take keen interest into that. Ellen White, she said that in commenting what David said, saying we are fearfully and wonderfully made, she said that we cannot exclaim with the psalmist David that we are fearfully and wonderfully made if we do not know our living machinery. We can't join to say that we are fearfully and wonderfully made because we will continue injuring our living machinery. Okay. So we have to take keen interest into this living machinery. Last time we looked at the microbiota and the microbiome. We saw the difference between the microbiota and microbiome. The microbiota is bacteria. The microbiome, it is the environment in which bacteria live. Most of people mistake these two. Okay, we discover that we are bacteria, or about 10 times of us of what? Saying that there's 10 times more of bacteria than our cells in the body. That's what also we looked at. That is the speculations of the scientists. And we discovered that this bacteria, microbiome of the bacteria, is found in the mouth, that is the oral mouth. Also, we looked at also is found in the lungs, that is the respiratory. It's also found in the skin, found in the gut, the GIT. It's also found in the private parts. And the imbalance of this bacteria causes disease. That's what we discovered. Okay. Then we also discovered that there's a certain man called Louis Pasteur. Louis Pasteur, a businessman, wrote the theory called the germ theory, saying that disease stems from what? From germs. The cause of disease is germs. Then therefore, he was against the principle of the living machinery. The living machinery is built out of bacteria. So then if you say that what causes disease is bacteria or germ, we are killing the living machinery. Okay. Therefore, they discovered, they brought about things to clean in the mouth. And the formula of the things to clean in the mouth, they put ammonia, chlorine, and fluoride. Then they tend to destroy or kill the bacteria found in the mouth. Okay. Today, though we have more of the dentists, but we have more people who have cavities than ever before. Okay. And most of people who have cavities are those people that take keen interest in flossing and cleaning their teeth. They never miss, but they have cavities. And we will see, we can even, others now, you know, God blessed us with the 32 teeth in the mouth. Those are the juicers. Today, the world has brought about what you call a blender. We're going to discuss that. They've brought about a blender so that in case you lose teeth, or even those people that do not have teeth, they use a blender so that they drink what we call the smoothies. Okay. They've brought also the juicer. But the purpose to why God placed the 32 teeth is to chew the food to cream and to mix salivary amylase with the food. Okay, that's the reason God did that. So that the digestion would take place, so that we would appreciate this living machinery, so that we do not insult God. So there was a certain again man whose name was Anton Beckham, who said, no, disease does not stem from germ or bacteria. then he called that pleomorphism. He says we are bacteria. Then if we leave our dirty, then the same bacteria becomes scavengers. They begin to help us to get rid of the toxins that we leave in the body. For instance, if we have, we keep on eating, then we have a stool in our gut, then the bacteria that is found in the GIT will become scavengers to get rid of what? Of the stool, the bowels in the gut, so that it does not stay there for forever. It does not destroy your GIT. Then you have diarrhea. Okay. So the bacteria that were made out of, there's a time when they become scavengers. In medicine, they say there is a time when they become sepsis, meaning they become infectious. Okay. But when they're just like that, you are clean, just like in the toilet. If you keep on living dirty, you don't flush, what happens? There's no bacteria to come there, huh? Because you keep on flushing and cleaning, huh? Then it happens that you use the toilet, you don't flush, use the toilet, don't flush. The bacteria, a lot of things that are going to accumulate there, okay, and the smell, there'll be bad smell, and a lot of infectious things are going to come on there. So Anton Beckham said that we have to keep on flushing the system and cleansing, then the body will take care of itself. We don't need to abort or kill, terminate bacteria. Okay, we just need to cleanse the system. Also, it's the same principle that we found in 2 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 1 says, beloved, having these things, therefore, we have to cleanse ourselves from all filthiness of the flesh and the spirit. So the cleansing also of before we even go to the kingdom, we know that also the kingdom, there's this dual cleansing, cleansing of the soul and the what? And the body. It's the same thing, cleansing of the flesh. And 2 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 1. Okay. So God does not forget that we need to cleanse ourselves. So the GIT, that is the gastrointestinal tract, we ascertained saying that this tube is not inside the body. When you look at this study, we'll learn that actually when the digestion is done, the same food that has been absorbed into the body goes back to the liver so that again the liver regulates. That's what it does. Okay, so this tube is not inside the body. God is a wonderful God, designed this so that we do not die fast. Okay. So we begin saying digestion begins from the mouth. Digestion begins from the mouth. We learned saying that there's a smell. There's a smell in the mouth which comes out of the breath. Otherwise, they say it's also from the mouth, but it's from the breath. Then this smell is called halitosis. Okay, it's called a rat smell or a bad smell, foul smell. And we discover that this smell is the cause is either physiological or pathological. Pathological meaning that it is because of what you call the bacteria. Then physiological, it means because of the functioning or what food we have eaten. For instance, if we eat what you call garlic, it's natural that you're going to have a foul smell when you eat garlic. And others, onion. Onion, though, there's a certain smell that you would smell when you eat onion. But garlic, the presence of that smell is similar to the smell that you would find when you don't cleanse your system. The reason to why this smell might be present, we are taught by counsel saying that it's because of the cavities that we might find, because there's sometimes bacteria that feeds in the cavities. The germ that is found in there is called Paria germ. It feeds in the enamel. Okay, and is found in the, if you don't clean your toothbrush, or you clean your tooth, because most of people, they use fluoride, I mean toothpaste, then they don't expose it to sunlight and they don't put it in salt. So therefore that over time begins to accumulate the Paria germ. Then the Paria germ, then you clean, you put the Paria germ in your mouth, in the gums, then they begin to feed there. Okay, so that smell might come from the Paria germ, just like the smell from the armpit. Most of people, they think that the smell from the armpit comes from the hair, the hair that is found in the armpit, but that is not so. The smell that comes from the armpit is the sweat of the bacteria that is found in the armpit. Okay, so it's the same with that. The smell, you'd see that it might stem from the Paria germ. The other one, it is from the stomach, the large intestines, because of the absorption. Since you have constipation and you do not go to the loo, there's a time when the body begins to absorb the fecal matter from what? From the ileum or from the colon. Then what happens? You begin to that fecal matter, since it's absorbed into the body now, into your bloodstream, then through diffusion in the lungs, we begin to breathe out what we call poop. What? We breathe out carbon dioxide with poop. That is a bad smell, foul smell. So from there we learn saying the importance of cleansing the colon. Okay. And also that is discussed in the entering wage. We have to cleanse the colon, because there's a time when the colon becomes a septic tank. And Victor Tashout quotes from a certain author says most of the diseases, they stem from what? Constipation. Okay, diseases stem from constipation. We're going to look at all that. So the importance, then the other one that we learned is that the sulfur food. Sulfur has a smell of eggs. Sulfur smells egg. Those people who've taken black salt, there's what you call Himalayan salt and black salt. The one that they've regulated on the market is black salt. Himalayan salt is not regulated. But the Himalayan salt, according to what I've given, most of people, if you give black salt, those who have hypertension, they say black salt has more of sodium. Then those people that have the same of hypertension, you give them Himalayan salt, they would appreciate Himalayan salt. But the food industry have not regulated Himalayan salt though. They have regulated black salt. But in black salt, there's sulfur. When you get it, it smells egg. The same sulfur also is found in what? In molasses. There is a certain smell in molasses that you don't bear, you don't like to smell, sulfur. Then much of also of this sulfur is found in eggs, meat, beef. Okay, in more of animal products. So, but this smell may come from the food containing sulfur. Okay, mineral containing sulfur. So we have to get rid of such if we have that smell, if we identify that we have such a smell. Okay, just like we would know saying if you have this smell, if you eat too much garlic, you get rid of garlic. Okay, so other sources of halitosis is garlic, eating between meals also. Ellen White, she talked much of eating between meals. Victor Tashahatif also, though he wrote it in his book, and some of the symbolic code says no nibbling, no nibbling. Huh? We've been hearing that term. It's eating between meals, not even an apple or a snack should be introduced in between meals. And eating supper. Okay, eating supper. So these, they may cause that rat smell. Eating supper meals and eating between meals. We're going to look at all that. So let us look at an animal and plant cell. Let me involve the audience. What is the difference? Eating supper. The term is eating supper. Eating supper. We're going to discuss that intensively. Eating supper. Okay. Let me here. Animal and plant cell. So when you look at the animal cell and plant cell, what is the difference between animal cell and plant cell? Animal and plant cell, as we begin this, what is the difference? Digestion begins in the mouth. What is the difference between animal cell and plant cell? Okay, we're involving the audience. Okay, yeah. Hello, there's none. The difference is, hello? Yes. Okay. So is outer shell is correct, but I think he seems to have forgotten. The outer shell is mentioning says it's saying that the difference is that the plant cell has the outer shell, then the what? The animal cell does not have the outer shell. That's what they're saying. So we call that saying the animal cell has the membrane, the cell membrane. Then the plant cell has also the cell membrane, but there's the other sheath that is surrounding it. We call it what? The cell wall. Okay, cell wall. Or the cellulose. We call it the double cellulose. So that cellulose or cell wall, which is it's very hard. We know it from when you get maize. You know that if you swallow maize, the body is not going to get the nutrients in maize unless you chew. So the purpose of chewing is because we need to break that outer shell emissions or to break the cell wall so that we reach the nutrients, because the nutrients are where? Are inside. We'll find the nutrients, the chlorophyll, the sap, inside the cell. So there's a difference between if chewing meat, it will be easy for you to reach the nutrients because there's only the cell membrane. Yes. As the plant cell, look at it.
Where you have gone, okay, I'll be trying. Those online, they will be seeing that, okay?
Then we just do it. So there's this called cell wall. This is plant cell.
Okay, is showing us the plant cell as a cell wall, and then the animal cell as just the cell membrane.
This is cell membrane. So this is, you can say cell membrane. So this is what? Animal cell. So the difference, you see now, this one has the cell wall. This has this C. Outer here we see. It is very hard. So for you, the nutrients are here. The chlorophyll is found here. And the sap, the nutrients are here. So for you to reach this, you have to chew this. If you don't chew this, to disrupt this, to reach into here, the body is not going to absorb. Therefore, this saying, which says that we are what we eat is wrong. We are what we absorb. Because you may eat a maize seed, eat maize seed. Without chewing, you are going to see it when you go to the toilet, the seed. Understand? But you ate it. Have you seen the difference? So it's very important to chew. The reason why we chew food is to disrupt the cell wall. That's the reason we eat. I mean, we chew. Yes. Yes.
Adds to.
Yes. Yes. So you've seen the reason, no? Yeah. So that's the reason most of people, they've brought what we call sprouting. Because sprouting provokes this cell wall. Then you know what happens? The cell wall begins to soften. Then the seed, the germ inside begins to shoot, to break the cell wall. That's what happens. Because the reason why Mother Nature put the cell wall is to prevent or propagate the seed conservation. Okay, so that you can store the seed for some time so that you plant it again. If I ask you what flowers grow, the leaves of the flowers that grow, there are leaves also of the flowers that grow, like the plant, life plant grows. You can get just a leaf and throw it, it will grow up. And also noble cactus, she leaf, it grows, they grow. So there are also leaves that grow, but most of them that grow, that Mother Nature put or God placed, is the seed. They have to, yes, and the reason why he put the cell wall there, they have to stay for some time, so that next time, the next season, we put them in the ground, we what?
But there are also stems that grow, right?
Yes, correct.
Yes. Almost.
Because we discover that the hardest one is found in the seed, then also in the cell wall, because the cell wall in the leaves, it cannot be compared in the seed. Then the cell wall in the, what is this? In the stem can be compared to, because the cell wall in the leaf is less compared to the one in the seed. Are we correct now? Okay. Also in the root, it's the same. In the root. That's the reason. Who is this one? Alonso saying that the gravity saying anything that you throw, then the pull that pulls it to the ground is gravity. He said, no, that is not true. Because when you look at the sap, according to seasons, rain season, the sap in the plant cell is going to be rising to go to the leaves. The sap, the chlorophyll. So if anything that is suspended has to go down, meaning that is not correct. Okay. Then also the blood. Then Alenzo says that Hebrews chapter 1, it tells you saying that the power that upholdeth all things is God. Okay, so God is the one that governs what we call gravity today. It's the power that upholdeth all things. He rules. If he wants, he can suspend. If he wants, he can bring down.
So science is just an intermediate thing that tends to just more like steal the thoughts of humanity to think that it is gravity, it's the gravitational pull and all those things. Though, yeah, somehow there are things that are seen to be true. Like, for instance, if there is a head-on collision, you see that it is an equal force pulling in the opposite direction. So it is somehow there are those things that happen. Yeah.
There's a certain person who wrote a book, says, what do you call the says science hypothesis. Says most of the things, science is based on hypothesis. They call the fishnet hypothesis, where a person went to fish, but the net that he had a lot of big potholes. You go on, yes, big holes. You go and fish, then in that sea that he went to fish, the river he went to fish from, he caught big fish. So he went to report, because you have to go and report. Science is you have to report the observations report you get. So he says use a net big, okay, or use the material that had big holes. Then he says in this, so the report was basing, say in this river, there's this size of what? Of fish. So that was reported saying is true. Then another person went with a medium holes. Then he caught two, okay, different size of what? Of fish. The other one was big, the other one, the same size. Says no, he was lying. There was big fish and yes, medium. So again, another one went with a smaller pot, or what do you call net. Then he caught 3 types of what? Size of fish. Then he says, no, these were lying. So this example is showing you what science is. The hypothesis that they use is not correct, because what they use hypothesis. They get and they begin to observe, study. Sometimes their studies are not correct. Okay, that's what happens. They study and sometimes the studies are not correct. Then since they will be accepted as truth, okay, today we call them facts, but it's not so. Okay, it's a hypothesis. Yes. So the cell wall is made out of a carb which is used which we use stems, leaves, roots, lumber and paper. We use them sometimes to make this lumber and paper. So we need to chew to disrupt these roots, what do you call seeds. We have to disrupt them so that we reach the food nutrients. Because if we don't reach, the purpose of eating is to reach the food nutrients so that the body is using the, how wonderful it is that when you eat, the same nutrients that are found in the plant is the same nutrients that are going to make you, and also to generate a baby, to make a baby, the child that you're going to have, the nutrients. Science has not discovered how those same nutrients, then they become you and they become a baby. they can't unveil that part. They can't understand it. Okay, the same nutrients. So mastication is important. To disrupt the cell wall to reach the nutrients is very important. So then what is to masticate? It says to chew, to grind with the teeth and prepare for swallowing. Okay, that is the purpose of masticating. For swallowing and digestion, as to masticate food, okay, to chew, breaking into small pieces with the teeth, to actual operation of chewing solid food, breaking it into small pieces, mixing it with saliva, thus preparing it for deglutition and more easily digestion in the stomach. Mastication is necessary preparation of solid aliment, without which there can be no good digestion. Without it, there can be no good digestion. So then now let us read from counsel. I'm still in the mouth. Says the dry food that requires mastication. This is from what? This is Journal Conference. This is Journal Bulletin, March 1, 1897, paragraph. That is paragraph 17. It says the dry food that requires mastication far preferable. Do you understand this clause? The dry food that requires mastication is far preferable. So meaning that which one is better between the dry food and the liquid food, according to this clause? Because the dry food requires mastication. The health food preparations are a blessing in this respect. Good brown bread and rolls, prepared in a simple manner yet without painstaking effort, will be healthful. But the point is on the dry food. She continues to say, this is letter 34, 1877, paragraph 2, says, there is one thing I am convinced of. If we want good, genuine specimens of dyspepsia, you know dyspepsia, you feel the edge of vomiting when you eat stuff. The reason why we feel the edge of vomiting is because the food has not been disrupted, has not been chewed or masticated. So it says, if we want good, genuine specimens of dyspepsia, we should allow them plenty of mash and gruel, and gruel. You know, mash, porridge. So if you want people, what you call, to have the urge to vomit, you have to give them mash. You know, it has been a trend where a person is sick, they give him porridge or gruel stuff so that they drink. It says this causes what? This. Yes, vomit. So you have to give them food that they would chew. You can give them dates or give them what you call raisins or something that they would chew. You know, they will not vomit a date or a fruit, those that are sick. But they would vomit in sima and vomit porridge. Huh? It says this slippery stuff debilitates the digestive organs. I think dry food that will require mastication far preferable. I think dry food that will require mastication is far preferable. I don't know if you can share this because
Okay.
I've already said letter 34, is it?
Sorry.
Letter 34, 1877, paragraph 2. That is Journal Conference. This was Journal Conference bulletin. This is Journal Conference bulletin. It's abbreviated as GCDB, March 1, 1897, paragraph 17. Or it's deliberating, huh? Okay. So
I
you
don't know about this one. What's the difference?
this is the manuscript. I think it's statement or manuscript was MS. This is from the manuscript. The easy will be you share them, you give them the material, then they'll be searching. So I think dry food that will require mastication is far preferable. Then with the gruel and the paddings, there is not much mastication required, she says. So with more solid food, there is more necessity for masticating the food. I fear the health.
You call it padding, but here is pudding.
Okay.
Pudding is,
Okay.
so, yeah. You know, people who prepare puddings,
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I fear the Health Institute has too much of this slip down food that sour and rots. I fear the Health Institute has too much of this slip down food that sour and rots but does not digest. No one has suggested these thoughts to me, but I have studied them out myself, she says. No one suggested these things to her. She studied them out herself. Father has not improved much, she says. Father has not improved much while eating so much or swallowing this kind of food. He is eating more solid food, and I am satisfied. It is better for him. So you would prefer, I've seen a lot of people who practice, they'll go to a blender because the person is sick, they'll rush to the blender and they make smoothies instead of, because the fruits, I've never seen a patient vomit a fruit. No, you give them a fruit, they will not do that. They don't. They have to chew. Give them a banana, they can chew a banana unless they don't have teeth. Says this education in physical lines would save many men in high positions from premature death. Intemperance in eating and drinking has cut short millions of lives. Many influential men have sacrificed what? Let me see. Have sacrificed health and life itself by their indulgence at feasts and dinners and late suppers. By indulging in wine and liquor drinking, the history of Daniel and his fellows is written for our instruction. These youth practiced total abstinence from all intoxicating drinks. We should abstain from everything that is hateful, and we should be temperate in our use of that class of food, which, if taken in proper quantities and at proper times, would build up the human structure. Keep the brain clear, the breath pure, the stomach strong to do its appointed work. Do not crowd the hours for eating too closely together. Okay, you should not do that. Give the stomach periods of entire rest, and the food that is placed in the mouth, okay, and the food that is placed in the mouth, do not boil it down without masticating it. Thus leaving to the digestive organs the work which the teeth should do. As a rule, men in official positions eat food at all times and on all occasions, and this is the cause of so much disease and suffering. Gout, apoplexy, paralysis, and teeth are the result. Okay, so you've gotten this quote. This is from manuscript. This manuscript that is 93 MS 93 1899 paragraph 16. Then Minister of Healing, this is 301 paragraph 3, says grains used for porridge or mash should have several hours cooking. I think we know this one. That's the reason we have to cook simmer for several hours. It says grains used for porridge or mash should have several hours cooking, but soft or liquid foods are less wholesome than dried foods. My point is, it says, but soft or liquid foods are less wholesome than dried what? Foods. So the word less is what does the word less says? Soft or liquid foods are less wholesome than dried foods. So which ones are what? Are better here? Dry foods, which require thorough mastication. She repeats. She's been repeating in what she's saying. Then she begins to quote, says, we bake a double-baked bread or twice-baked bread is one of the most easily digested and most palatable of foods. Let ordinary raised bread be cut in slices and dried in warm oven till the last trace of moisture disappears. We buy bread, but bread is never toasted. And the council says that also can stem diseases or can cause deficiencies, like all the B vitamins would go because of the yeast that is, or the enzymes that are found in bread. And also the digestion is not appreciated because the meal that she talked of, that if you at all you eat supper, she said you should eat a double-baked bread and fruits, not vegetables. She says, no, don't eat vegetables if you're eating supper. This is, but also you don't have to be a sedentary worker. You have to be, or you have to do manual labor, she says. But I'm going to discuss that if I have time to discuss just on that one. But here she tells you saying, as we bake, an American bread, or she says a twice baked bread is one of the most easily digested and most palatable food because it is double baked. Because the moisture, everything is dried. It has been baked properly, or it has been toasted. Then it says, okay, she talks of now the raised bread. It says the raised bread, it should be cut in slices, not kugula chia school or when I'm going to mabands, they're fresh. And actually, you know, there's an addiction. You know that bread, there's an addiction because of yeast. It's like alcohol, to form alcohol. So you would want to be eating bread or mabands. Then it says this should be what? Should be sliced and dried in a warm oven till the last trace of moisture disappears. In other course, she says, after this is done, it's supposed to stay for 3 days. For 3 days so that the yeast should die. Then you can eat the bread. Okay, it says, then let it be browned slightly all the way through. In a dry place, this bread can be kept much longer than ordinary bread. It can even stay longer. Because the one that is not what, you know, it will begin to catch what? Molds, fungal. You see the green stuff. Yeah, you see that. And if reheated before using, it will be as fresh as when new. She says that. This is means of healing, 301, paragraph 3. In the mouth. So we have to chew. We have to chew. Because smell is important. We know those that are married, smell is also what do you call? Smell also is attached to sexual relationship. Okay, this is those that are married. There's a message that triggers, if a person has a false smell, the interest of love is lowered down. It's lowered down because of that odor. Okay. Okay. Then that time he asked a question on the flossing of the teeth. Actually, we looked at that. There's a person who asked the floss the teeth on the teeth. We learned saying that we need to floss the teeth because if we don't floss the teeth, what happens? There's bacteria that will come, that will pop, that is pariageum, is going to come and destroy the enamel and the gums in the space of what? How many hours? 4. 4 hours. So 4 hours should not elapse. After you have eaten, should not elapse. You have to floss and cleanse the teeth. That's what Victor Tashohautif told us. Okay. One symbolic code number 16, page 8, paragraph 2, it says, brush your teeth after each meal.
Just for the sake of recording, that is this.
Okay. First symbolic code number 16, page 8, paragraph 2. It says, brush your teeth after each meal and remove all the food from between your teeth to prevent bad odor and decay. Bad odor and decay. Brush your teeth after each meal and remove all the food from between your teeth to prevent bad odor and decay. For food ferments. In fact, in less than 4 hours, fermentation sets in and the acid created by it immediately begins to dissolve the enamel. Okay. So that's what I was saying. So you can read down, says, unclean, yellow-looking teeth covered with tartar surely do not represent the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, whose garments are whiter than snow. Then it says, pumice. Pumice is, a chemical that is loaded with aluminum, silica, sodium. Okay, this is the one they use, the dentist. It says pumice powder mixed with soap and toothpaste will polish your teeth. Or you may go to a dentist and have them cleaned. If you do your own teeth cleaning, do not use pumice powder, except when necessary, for it is hard on the enamel. Disinfect your teeth brush at least once a week, lest you contract pariah. Salt sprinkled over the teeth, over your toothbrush is one of the best antiseptics or kills bacteria. Antiseptics. Let your brush always hang outside in the sunshine. Okay, so even entering which tells you saying that we have to keep our toothbrush in salt water or near the sunshine, near the sun, because of pariageum. And we should floss our teeth and brush our teeth. And also,
I like what inspiration is saying, that if we have yellow and brown teeth, we do not represent the kingdom of God. So it is our duty now. We know that we have to do it. To clean, to brush. Yeah. So it is the shepherd's rod that is telling us that by having such colors of teeth, we are not represented. And I like it many times, most of us, we feel like when you just have the shepherd's rod, then you are 144,000. No, when you understand what the shepherd's rod is teaching, then it is God's prerogative to make you either one off or one with, isn't it? Yeah. So many times we quickly number ourselves where we are not, isn't it, Brother Keagan? So we see that all that God is saying is He has given us a shepherd's rod, and we know that this is the roots to become a one off or one with the 144,000. And now He's saying that just imagine you can share the prophecies, then you are guilty, and then God said you are not representing His kingdom. So do you see that? So we have to take good care of even these small things that tend to speak against us or to warn us that we should be clean and regular in our manner of doing things. I thought of adding that because this quote is very important. The other one he just quickly talked about is entering weight page 80, paragraph 6. So you can go to that. It is talking about almost the same thing as what symbolic code number 1, the symbolic code number 16 was say. Thank you.
Okay. So even those people who are listening, you can just unmute and speak if you have something to say. Because we are sharing the screen, so we'll not be able to see the hands. So if you have a question or something to say, you can unmute and speak. The other important part, it is only calcium phosphate, though we spoke on this one, calcium phosphate. You know, the most important part, me, I didn't know that there was this in the what. I just knew saying, because when I speak it out, people were surprised. What are you saying? This is not true, what you're saying. Then I found it in the road saying that, you know, the importance of calcium, how we lose minerals from the bones. Okay, we lose minerals from the bones using eating acidic foods. Eat acidic foods, then the body, because there's what you call the buffer system in the body. The buffer system, the work of the buffer system is to make sure that the body stays alkaline. That is its work. So the place where it, if you ingest acidic foods, the place where it hopes or reaches is to go to the bones, because the storage of calcium phosphate is in the bones. So they go and leach the minerals from the bones, and the first place is the teeth. The teeth. Okay. In the teeth there's calcium phosphate. So they will leach the teeth, then that teeth is going to neutralize the poison in the body. Then you're going to pee that poison together with the calcium phosphate. That's what happens. Then the bones begins to weaken. You know, when weakening of the bones, losing of calcium in the bones is called osteoporosis or bone conditions. And the teeth begins to weaken. The first thing that weakens is the teeth. They weaken. So here council tells you, it says, this is from what do you call it? 2 symbolic code number 9, page 11, then paragraph 3 to 5. It says, a person asked a question, says, if we do not use milk, how can we ensure calcium to the body? If we do not use milk, how can we ensure calcium to the body? What substitutes can we use for milk, eggs, and yeast? Okay, that's the question the questioner was asking. It says, it is imperative, that's the answer. The answer, okay, to the answer. The answer is answer. It says, it is imperative that the body should be supplied with abundance of calcium, because this element is the most important constituent of bony framework and the teeth. Mother's teeth often suddenly decay when this element is scantily supplied in her food, or when disorganized by cooking too long. During the age of tooth construction, the food should be rich in organic calcium. Otherwise, the teeth would decay in later years. Organic calcium is another. Organic calcium is another positive element most useful in the blood to neutralize waste acids, which are the cause of most diseases. This is the point which I was saying. Organic calcium is another positive element most useful in the blood to neutralize waste acids, which are the cause of what? Of most diseases. So that's what it does. Calcium, organic calcium, neutralizes what? Acids. And we know acids, most of people, they suffer from, acidic environment. If the pH is altered in the body, we discover that most of people, they have what you call all the diseases. They have BP, hypertension, okay? They have gases, that's what we call gases. They have most of the diseases, diabetes, all of them is the cause of most of the diseases. So Mother Nature will use calcium, but there's a time when so then if we use intelligence here, logical thinking, we see that there's a time when calcium is lessened. The body cannot reach to get calcium anymore. Okay, so meaning that what stems first before what you call the body goes bad? It's bone conditions. You feel joint paining, okay, which today they call them arthritis. Arthritis today, the word they've called it autoimmune disease, meaning the body attacking itself. Yes. Natural calcium. The calcium that is found in the plants. Organic calcium. It's the same, well, what do you call, from the food that the body knows is the organic vegetation. That is what the food the body knows. In school, we've been lied to, saying that what do you call, balanced diet is we're saying balanced diet is what? Carbohydrates are the energy-giving food. But it's not so, because the neutrogenesis which they've brought what you call a study of neutrogenesis, meaning nutrition, the beginning of nutrition in each food. Okay. So there's the organic matter which the body is made out of. Let me give you an example. There are two types of iron. There's non-Hem iron and what? And Hem iron. Or let me put it in this way. There's iron which comes from what? From animal products, and the iron which comes from organic matter, from plant-based, which is supposed to be ingested in the living body. So most of people, they would use the iron that is not supposed to be, like the one which is found in ferrous. Ferrous is not the iron that is needed in the body. And again, there's made iron in the lab. You understand? So these are not supposed to be ingested in the body. But the organic one, the one which is Mother Nature intended for it to be ingested in the body. Let me give you another example, which I'm going to reach there. The reason why we have gallstones, there's the liver and the gallbladder. Then in the gallbladder, there are gallstones, but there's also the bowel. Okay. So the purpose of the gallbladder and the bowel duct is to what? To digest what you call fat or cholesterol. But there's no cholesterol. There's nothing like cholesterol in the body. You have to understand that. There's nothing like cholesterol in the body. Cholesterol, the body will make cholesterol from carbs, carbohydrates. Then that cholesterol we know is in case you clot, and for the skin, the cholesterol, in case you cut yourself, it has to help you to clot or internal injuries. Okay, there's what they call it at bad cholesterol. Here, people say that it's bad cholesterol. That is a lie, because when you check low density lipoprotein. Am I correct? Low density lipoprotein. That one, the one they call low density lipoprotein, which you call it bad cholesterol. It is just the transportation of protein. Then there's high density lipoprotein, the one which they call a good cholesterol. It's just the what? The transportation of protein. So what we call bad cholesterol is the cholesterol, because cholesterol is made out of the liver from carbs, carbohydrates. Then through what? Through the gallbladder. Then what happens is that if now they give you something which is called, we say that it has cholesterol, it means what? What does it mean? What does it mean? So it means that it is coming from an animal product, because when the liver has made, when the liver from the gallbladder has made cholesterol, it means the cholesterol is what? In the body. So if we get cholesterol, we say that we're eating cholesterol, meaning we're eating it from something that had the gallbladder and the liver. Because the sources of cholesterol is the gallbladder and the liver. So they made, so it's from an animal product. So that is foreign to the body. Okay, then it's going to, because there, when it has already made cholesterol, then if the liver and the gallbladder would not be able to make or to appreciate that. Therefore, they're going to make what you call into gallstones. They're going to make gallstones. That's what they're going to do, to destroy you.
So this goes to show now, like those cooking oils that we have seen on the market, because most of them are made from fat.
Yes.
And you find that when you let them stay, they tend to thicken, and then to saturate. And you find that sometimes eventually the whole container will be saturated. You have to either put it in the sun or to warm it in order to turn it back into the liquid part of it. And so we see that, like Keagan is saying, our body is able to produce that kind of cholesterol already. And then you are adding, and this is where now you find that people eat those oils made of high cholesterol. They tend to begin to block the blood vessels, yes. And then the blood vessels begin to shrink. And as they shrink, I think this is where I say that now you will start suffering from all diseases. You have cancers, diabetes, hypertension. Because what happens is the veins are blocked from allowing the normal passage of blood. That cholesterol comes and thickens around the walls of the what? The arteries. Yes, and eventually they make the passage so small. So for the heart now to pump blood, it needs to push very hard, and hence increases what we call what? Blood pressure, isn't it? Yeah. So we see that this is the danger we have. So meaning the best we can do is to avoid unnatural cholesterol. We should depend on that which the body itself is able to do what? To produce. Then we'll be able to lessen the dangers.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Yes, blue band, I don't know what you're asking, but if you say butter, blue band, they are two different things altogether. Because when you say blue band is hydrogenated fat. Hydrogenated fat, it means it's a fat coming from vegetables. So they hydrogenate it, meaning they harden it. They make it so it's bad compared to butter. Butter is in its natural state. It's a grease from what? From beef or from animals. So it's bad. Okay. But when you compare, you discover that butter is better compared to what? Blue band. Because blue band was hydrogenated. It's not in its natural state. Butter, it is the cholesterol from what? From animals. They are in their natural state. Understand? So all of them are bad. They are going to cause what we're talking about. But blue band is much, yes. Because there's not only, because there's not only hydrogenation that happened, because hydrogenation will cause acrylamide, a chemical that causes cancer to your body. Because if you heat something at high temperature, oil, it causes a chemical called acrylamide, which is going to cause cancer. Okay. That's how bad they are. Let me see. So we've learned saying that we have to chew the foods. Huh? We have to chew.
The quote.
What's what?
Yes, the one from the two symbolic quote, number 9. You just read paragraph 4. You forgot to read paragraph 5, which is most important, I think, to give the answer. Yes.
It says an abundance of calcium supply is obtained from vegetables. You see, calcium is found from vegetables. Fruits such as spinach. So these are organic. Spinach, cabbage, lettuce, radishes, onions, asparagus, carrots, strawberries, figs, and prunes. Hence, from this variety of foods, without the use of milk or eggs, if so desired, one can obtain all the calcium one's body needs. Okay, all the calcium. Very simple.
Want to do away with eggs and milk? Now we know what to eat. A lot of vegetables, and then the foods that have been mentioned. Thank you.
Yes, more questions from the what? We will call them what? From the audience, and who is there? Where?
Yeah, those are just
Audience.
Yeah. Maybe just we see so that because they have been saying okay, this is Tim and Christopher in outfit. Okay, so if for those of us that are online, you can unmute yourself and make a comment if you so wish, because we are using the screen, so we can't see if you raise your hand. So the best you can, okay, though, yeah, well, the provision is there, but the best is you can just unmute yourself and ask your question, or if you have a comment to make, you can unmute yourself and interrupt us and make your comment. Thank you.
Okay, so, well, from thus far, we're just discussing the mouth. It's the mouth we're discussing. The reason of masticating, and also we're now reaching to saliva. Saliva is produced from where? Stenson's duct from here. We know where saliva is produced. Kulituma hose, so ma tube, kulituma leta mata mukam. They are here. Let me show you. Here, this Stenson's duct. I drew it well. There. Okay, so tuleta matter. So when you chew, or even when you think of food, they are stimulated. Tuleta matter. Okay. So we know infection from there, we call them what? Mumps. There's a saliva infection, it's called mumps. These they can get infected, saliva. You have to know that. So from there we reach esophagus. Of course, there are different tests. I can discuss all the tests in the mouth, but to take us time. But there are different tests in the mouth. There are 6 tests in the mouth. Different tests. I've seen people that would chew ginger. They say that it's bitter. They don't understand that the taste of ginger. Ginger is never bitter. You've heard, huh? They chew cayenne that is bitter. That is not the taste of cayenne. Cayenne is never bitter. It is a specific taste that you find from there. But that again will take us time. Let me do discuss the esophagus.
Okay, so you should be observing in case I've seen it has gone red. So anytime it drops, so when it drops, we'll be able to switch to the other one. So those online, in case you see us go offline, then it means our Wi-Fi has gone off because of power. So we'll be able to connect here the other way. So please, in case we drop off, stay online. We'll be able to connect back. Thank you. So sorry for that.
So in the mouth, the test that we find is only the stage, the tests, the 6 tests, namely, there is what you call salt, sugar, salt, sugar or sweet, then pungent. The pungent is the taste that you find from cayenne, clove. Okay, pungent taste. There's astringent taste. It's the taste that we find from spinach, green vegetables. That is the taste that you find from there. So I've mentioned them in taste. Yes, sweet, salt. Yes, sour. Bitter, pungent, and astringent. So you know you can categorize all these now. There are those that are bitter, like bitter gourd or bitter melon. Those are bitter, yes. But spinach is not bitter, it's astringent. Huh? I don't know what you have written. I said pungent. Pungent, have you written? Astringent, have you written? Okay, it's the one for green vegetables. So these are the tests. So different tests, and the body is going to stimulate different enzymes for specific tests. Like for starch, you know, for starch, the body is going to stimulate the salivary what? Amylase, or is it nylene for digestion of starch? Okay. So the body knows, and these tests are there present in the mouth, 6 of them. Yes, yes. Yes, sister, you can come closer.
Yeah, first of all, I would like to contribute on the tooth decay or tooth disorders. We've been taught that onion, when consumed thoroughly, chewed thoroughly, masticated, it helps us from tooth disorders, and also that the same as we are chewing the raw onion for 3 minutes, it's sufficient to kill all the germs in the mouth. Or if somebody has got a toothache or tooth decay, the onion can just be pressed on the same or on the gum, and then the problem will be taken care of. Yeah, and the other thing that I discovered this morning, really very well, you touched on given other examples on how we can obtain what's this calcium from the foodstuffs that we can obtain calcium. The other one, which can help us even to prevent acids, is citrus fruits. And so that's why, especially as we even take lemon water, we stand a better chance because we not suffer from things like arthritis and others. So what this book is saying is that the 10 citrus fruits includes orange, lemon, grapefruit, lime, malta, and wasabi. They play an important role in building healthy, in addition to one being of the most valuable sources of vitamin C in the diet. They are valuable for their tanness and flavor. The value of citrus fruits emanate from large amounts of vitamin C, calcium, and oligo elements, as well as from easily assimilated sugars, citric acid, and citrates contained in them. These substances play a vital role in the body's activities. The citrus fruits are fairly acidic to taste, but when they're burnt in the tissues, they leave an alkaline residue, so that their ultimate effect is to maintain the normal alkaline reserve in the body. Their acids do not increase the body's acidity, but in fact have positive effect. Acid salts of organic acids, such as potassium citrate, lose their original acidity by oxidation. Thus, all that is left are alkaline elements. So we are seeing that citrus fruits are very important in maintaining the alkaline in the body, and also that the most important of these fruits are lemon and lime. Lemon juice reaches the stomach and attacks the bacteria, inhibiting the formation of acids. Lime juice also acts in a similar way. So the acids are being attacked by the lemon or the lemon juice, and so they're gotten get rid of. And then the other thing also that
Sister Olivia told us the importance of eating an onion, because an onion is what? They call it antibacterial or antiseptic. It's a natural antiseptic, but does not kill the good bacteria. And also it is loaded with calcium. So it's very good when you treat it to kill bacteria in the mouth, and it's also going to strengthen the bones. And also she spoke of lemon water. Lemon water, we know most of people, when they taste lemon, they say it's acidic, but entering when she was saying lemon, limes, and oranges, the liver converts them into alkaline when ingested. So lemon, limes, and oranges, they are made into alkaline. So they are alkaline. So they are categorized as alkaline foods. Okay, so lemon is very important also. Okay, so from the mouth, we've spoke of the salivary glands, but after that, there's what you call epiglottis, the one that prevents you from choking the food into the windpipe. Because when we are eating, there's a reason why we are told not to talk when you're eating. There's a reason also we are told not to be excited when we're eating. There's a reason. Because God, how he designed, there's the airway, am I correct? Airway or windpipe or the trachea. Again, there's what you call the esophagus, where the food should naturally go. And there's epiglottis that acts like a what? A flip that closes the windpipe, preventing food from going into the wrong direction. It's supposed to go into the what? Esophagus. Okay. So we should not talk when we're eating something, because we know when we let food into the windpipe, what happens? Yes, we choke. The choking actually is a reflux. It's the body trying to push the food off the windpipe. Then you feel choked. But once a lot of chunk has entered there, we can die, can choke to death. We know that. We can kill ourselves even in a moment. Even saliva can choke us, even water. Okay. So that's the importance of the epiglottis. Then from there, the oesophagus goes and once we have chewed the food, we've chewed them, we've disrupted them to cream. We are not talking when eating, we're not excited when eating. The epiglottis is going to work properly, then the peristalsis is going to happen, because you don't need to do anything in the passage called oesophagus, because peristalsis is the muscles shaking the food, making the food to go down. Huh? And there's hair also. Okay. And mucus. So they push, the muscles pushes the food like it is sieving. The food pushes them down so that they go through, it's the nervous system that does, the enteric nervous system that helps this to happen. Then they'll go up to the stomach. But before the stomach, there's the lower esophageal sphincter. This one, the one I do there. The lower esophageal sphincter. Others they call it the cardiac muscle. It's a gate. Yes, it opens, but you see now it does open. Then the food will go into the stomach. Then it will close. It's a cardiac sphincter. This cardiac sphincter or lower esophageal sphincter, it is soft because the lower part, the stomach, all of it is covered with mucus, thick layer of mucus.
Yeah, maybe for those online, can be using the arrow to point like where you are here.
Yes. So we see the lower esophageal sphincter is this one. Yeah, this is the lower esophageal sphincter. Then the body, once you eat, you swallow. I was now reaching here, the stomach. In the stomach, there's thick mucus here. The reason why there's thick layer of mucus in the stomach is to prevent the hydrochloric acid found in the stomach to burn the stomach lining. So thick mucus layer, okay. But that thick mucus layer is not up. It's not on where the door is. It's not possible. If there was a thick mucus on the door, then they were not to enter into the what? Into the stomach. So that thick mucus is not there. Okay. So in the stomach, we've had there are diseases of the mouth, the teeth. We've talked of that. Okay, and diseases of what? Of the stomach. Diseases of the stomach, we know them. There's what you call ulcers. Due to what? Ulcers are due to actually the blame is very much heavily on H. pylori. The blame on ulcers, because the H. pylori, they say that it eats the stomach lining, then it causes wounds in the stomach. So ulcers are simply wounds in the stomach. Okay. But the reason to why, because in the stomach, there's bacteria in the stomach that should be present in the stomach to control the invaders, like foreign bacteria, the bacteria that's not supposed to be found there. Those are bacteria, they kill foreign bacteria or invaders. Then what happens is that what we do, we eat a lot of soda. Ellen White talked of soda. Soda is going to injure the lower esophageal sphincter, because lower esophageal sphincter gate is not supposed to be bent or to be irritated. This gate, it's not supposed to be done that. There was a time when most of people, I don't know what name of that doctor, there's a doctor who learned saying he can cure cancer using soda, bicarbonate of soda. So most of people, they learned, I don't know, they copied those that learned on the net, on YouTube. They copied saying, okay, we can use soda to do what? To cure, to handle most of the conditions. They started now mixing soda and lime or lemon and making people to drink. Okay, they are injuring the stomach and the lower esophagus sphincter. Then what happens? The soda is going to irritate. Illinois says it's going to irritate the stomach. Okay. Then you know what soda does? The nutrients are not going to be absorbed. And it's going to destroy the pH of the stomach. The pH of the stomach is what? It's 1 to 5. 1 to 3, 1 to 5. The pH. Soda is highly alkaline. It's 9. Okay, the pH of soda is 9. So it's going to disturb digestion because the environment of the stomach should be what? Should be 1 to 3. Others is 1 to 5. That's the pH of the stomach. So what they did, most of the people actually once they ingest such were becoming worse. Blood, because they're going to lose blood when they ingest soda or carbonate of soda. Too much soda makes you to lose blood.
Okay. I think, do you remember the first time that I was sick and was also admitted at the Coptic?
Yes, I remember.
Yeah, it is because I did that. I used the bicarbonate of soda and the other things that you have mentioned.
Okay.
Yes. So actually, it dried my blood. That is exactly what happened. Yeah. And they killed my red blood cells.
That's what happens. And a lot of people die out of this. Then you may not know. Then there's this called, I don't know, people follow a certain woman called Barbara O'Neill. She knew that, but no, Barbara O'Neill, she follows a certain man called Atkin. Atkin is the one who founded called the keto diet. The keto diet today is propagated by a lot of people. They say you don't eat carbs, but eat more of protein to lose weight. Atkin came in 1972. When he came, that was his theory of that. Then there were a lot of people who were dying out of his diet. Then later on, the children came. Now they've come with an apology. They added fruits and vegetables, but their idea is the same: do not eat carbs. Most of people, they are adopting that diet. But Barbara O'Neill, she's an SD. I think you follow, most of people, they follow their what? She advocacy Atkin. But there's a part where she learned saying the soda, we should not use soda. If you want to use soda for what? For cancer, you can use it on the skin. So therefore she uses it on what? On the skin. They use fermentation. But I've practiced fermentation using soda. Fermentation using soda, sometimes you'll see balls, like someone is bent. We put soda on hot water, hot towel, then presses on the skin. Eleanor, she mentioned the skin and the mouth, so you know that the skin is a mouth. We place on there, a person, once you remove, you see as if someone, to boil, to have balls. Okay, that's what happens. That's the danger also. Hello? Yes, you put soda in hot water, very hot water. Like the way you do from kusina. Kuchina, mnena kuchina, yes, kuchina. Itenga manzi yo, kutoa, mwinga tawelo, yokupya manzi machitazani, oil does not no. Yes. So they will get the what? The towel and dip it in water which contains soda, dissolved soda in water. Very hot water. Then dip a towel in there and rinse it. And they will ferment on the skin. Others, they would cravat. or wrap the skin. Actually, her method is to cover the cravat, to cover the skin. Yes, the body. Wrap it so that the soda absorbs the toxins. Though it's a better method compared to the one ingesting it to the stomach, but also it has its effect. So what I'm discussing is the stomach. Stomach, please don't ingest. Council has spoken time and again. I was wondering why Ellen White, she never went to school. What she wrote, there are things which science now is appreciating. Science. She talked much on soda. It irritates the stomach. Okay. But today we started saying, when I went to soda study, they started now categorizing, saying, no, the bicarbonate of soda and baking soda, this soda we can use. Ellen White, what she meant the regular soda, the soda that we use in okra or dairy. No, they're the same. Because the soda, the regular soda, which we use, the bicarbonate of soda, they're the same. The pH is the same. They irritate the stomach. Okay. So we should not use them. Please, we should not. We have to be helping the condition, not worsen the condition. Okay, what time am I finishing? I mean,
in 2 minutes.
okay. So we should not dare do that. Instead, the soda, yes, can try to kill the H. pylori, but it will worsen the what? It will create another condition. That's what it does.
So yeah, I just on that one, because I like when you say the soda. Then there's that man-made soda. I just want to, we call it viduro, where you get the ash from the brazier, and then you put it in either a tin or a plate that has hose underneath, small hose. Then when you place your ash in the plate, then you pour water on the ash, and then that water passes through the ash. The heat is a bit acid. When you taste it on your tongue, it's a bit acidic. So some people use that to cook okra. Is that one the same as the soda we're talking about, or they are different? Thank you.
Okay. Though I did not find any what do you call science based on that one, but what I know is that there's like the one I said, black salt. Black salt also there is mineral ash. There's ash there. Bentonite clay also there's what? There's ash. So it's loaded with minerals also. There are minerals in there. So that ash, it has minerals. It's different from the soda. Okay. But it should not be mixed with food, because what it does is that the charcoal, bentonite clay, and ash, what they do is they act like I failed to pronounce this, absorbent. So they are not supposed to be eaten with food. Like if I eat food and charcoal, I'll be belching. The charcoal is going to rob nutrients from the food to poop. That's what they do. They don't eat together. Don't do that. So in short, they are different from the soda because the ash has minerals. The soda they have less or zero minerals. Okay, but I think they should not be mixed with food, because if you are eating the soda chiduro, you have to take it only for medicinal purpose, but not mixing in food. Yes, is it one to shorten the length of cooking and to make it soft. That's the reason. and also the flavor. Yeah, and the flavor. Africa, yes, yes, that's the reason chikanda is not good. You know, eat chikanda, your blood is going to be finished. Yes. You eat chikanda, your blood is going to be finished. Those that eat. Yes, because we may have tried to cook okra without soda. Yes, it cooks. Yes, using tomatoes. You know, tomatoes, there's sodium there. Tomato. You can use tomato cooking. Yes. Yes. Chikanda, I've never tried. I've never tried. But we know that soda is not. At the same time, yes. Yes, that's what I said. Charcoal and food should not be taken at the same time. Yes, so if you what? What did you say? Oh, addicted. Okay, it means that it means you have picker. Means you have picker. You know, a condition called picker, those that crave, they can crave to eat choco, it's choco. They can eat charcoal, it's picker, you know. It's a mineral deficiency. Mineral deficiencies is either you have to supplement on zinc. Look for food that has more of zinc and chromium. The picker is going to stop. Hello? I've already said the food that is loaded with zinc and chromium. Or you want to mention the foods, or the name of the food, it's a pumpkin, it's number one. All seeds food, they are zinc. Yes, pumpkin seeds, very good. Okay, then number two is what? Chromium. Chromium is all food like tomatoes, fruits. Like tomatoes that do not have a ring inside. If it has a ring, meaning they used fertilizer, it's deficient. You know, you get beetroot, you cut it, you find a white ring inside. It means there was fertilizer used. Okay, there's deficiency there. So it should be red. The tomatoes, when you cut, there's a ring. Even the duration of cooking, it takes time for it to what? To cook. Yeah. So you know. So the body craves for that. It will crave for minerals that are left. They are not found in that. Because the vital mineral that the body needs is zinc. So it will be making you to crave such. And the crave for food. To eat clay, chalk, charcoal, and other things. It means you are lacking minerals. Okay. Let me do another one. Okay, so this law is a physical sphincter. When the food goes in the stomach, we know we should not eat. Council has told us saying that we should not eat supper. Okay, I had the full discussion on this one. My phone is off. We should not eat supper. But if we want to eat the third meal, let it be what? Let it be light and it should not be late, he says. Let it be light and it should not be late. The light, what she meant, because I've seen people saying light food, they'll go and eat one lump of nsima and beans. They say it's light. You've seen, huh? People, light food, she even mentioned the light. He says, eat a double-baked what? Bread, not vegetables, she emphasized. not vegetables. Don't put vegetables. The reason why is simple. Vegetables contains protein. Hydrochloric acid, the purpose it is released in the stomach is because of digesting what? Protein. So the hydrochloric acid is not needed in the night. It's never needed in the night. Because once you eat, what happens? You have to sleep. Okay. So the hydrochloric acid is going to be burning your lower esophageal sphincter. So that's the reason Ellen White, I don't know if she ever knew about hydrochloric acid, because she just said, God has told me not to eat vegetables in the night, but eat a double-baked bread, simple foods, and fruits, she says. Okay. Then, but it should not be, it should be several hours before what? Sleeping. She says several. Several, it is more than what? More than 2. Yes, because she knew that digestion in the stomach takes only 2 hours. In the stomach, it takes 2 hours. That's the reason she says several hours. So in their stomach, we know, Council Road told us saying the stomach is 2 quarts. 2 quarts. A quart is it 2 liters, 2 liters and a half or so, the size of the stomach. It's not big. Okay. So we should know the size of the stomach and what food to put there. It says you should leave the table whereas what? Okay. Yes. So we know here in the night, we should not eat a food that has protein. I'm sorry, around 18 or time, the time to eat supper. If you're at all eating supper, you should not eat protein foods, but eat a double-baked bread and fruits. Okay.